Previously on Dragon Ball Z, the inhabitants of Earth faced the most terrifying foe they'd ever seen.
Yo! Last time we explored why Dragon Ball Super isn't canon and why it can't fit in the same universe as the original Dragon Ball. But not being canon doesn't automatically mean something is bad. Take the Dragon Ball Z movies, for example. They're pretty good.
You're pretty good.
So today, I want to dive into something else, something even more interesting in my opinion. When Super first aired, I was genuinely excited. After years, we finally get some new Dragon Ball content. But I quickly realized that what I was watching wasn't Dragon Ball at all. It was shit!
That is one big pile of shit.
Here are the reasons why Dragon Ball Super feels so wrong. Dragon Ball, especially Dragon Ball Z, does a great job connecting its story arcs. The Saiyan, Namek, and Android arcs all flow into each other naturally. The heroes die fighting the Saiyans.
Yamcha's here! Yamcha's dead!
So, they head to Namek to use the Dragon Balls and bring them back. But because of that, Frieza comes to Earth for revenge, which brings in Trunks.
Bring that ass here, boy.
And his warning about the androids.
If they set that android free, it will be the end of all of us! No!
Relax. Relax.
On top of that, all these arcs have a bigger picture in mind. Dragon Ball builds up Goku as the strongest on Earth, and Dragon Ball Z slowly builds up the idea that Gohan is meant to take over Goku as Earth's protector. Dragon Ball Super, on the other hand, doesn't really do that. Its arcs feel disconnected and more like standalone stories. There's always a time skip between them, and the new threat just shows up without any hint beforehand. There's no flow between any of the arcs. It ends up feeling like a villain of the week format. Another big issue is that Super's arcs don't have any tension. We already know everything takes place before the 28th Tenkaichi Budokai, so there's no mystery about the outcome. We know the good guys are going to win, and no one's in real danger of dying for good. That wasn't the case at all with Dragon Ball. The brilliance of the original series is that even with a wish-granting dragon around, things were always high stake. You were constantly wondering, how are they going to survive this?
How, Sway?
There was always some reason the Dragon Balls couldn't be used. Either Shenron dies, or Piccolo was dead, or the Dragon Ball stopped working, or Frieza was also collecting them, so getting them back was basically suicide.
I want to caress them.
The best one was when Boo just straight up blew up the whole planet. See, that's real danger. And since we don't know what was coming next, character deaths really hit hard. When someone like Piccolo, Goku, or Vegeta sacrifices themselves, it felt final. These moments were huge emotional payoffs and key parts of their development as characters. In Super, we don't get anything close to that. But hey, look! Orange Piccolo! Woo! Another thing that really takes away from Super is how they tone down the violence. I get that it probably has to do with the time slot it's airing in, but still, there's not a drop of blood, which is weird for Dragon Ball, a series that used to get pretty intense. Think about when Goku and Raditz got hit with the special beam cannon, or that brutal moment when Trunks coughed up his insides. Stuff like that made the situations feel real and heavy. In Super, without any of that, the battles just don't hit the same. Seeing a character all bruised and bloodied, but still pushing through it, made us root for them. It made you respect them. The violence wasn't just for shock, it actually helped the story. It showed just how strong some characters were. Like when Nappa punched Tien's arm clean off, or when Vegeta straight up vaporized Kiwi. It wasn't just cool, I mean yeah it was, but you immediately understood the power gap. Without that kind of visual impact, we lose a lot of the emotional weight. How are we supposed to feel Gohan's rage when Frieza's men are killing Namekians if it was bloodless? The violence made situations more intense, more emotional, and way more badass.
That was totally wicked!
And that's not the only issue with Dragon Ball Super's fights. As the characters get stronger over time, it makes sense that how we show that power should level up too. That's something Toriyama was very good at in the original series. As the characters became faster and more powerful, the art reflected it. Bigger panels, more intense auras, dynamic action lines, huge environmental damage, and massive energy blasts. You could feel the increase in strength through the visuals. But in Super, it feels like a step back. The manga uses smaller, tighter panels that don't do the action justice, and even in the anime, the destruction looks underwhelming, especially considering how strong these characters are supposed to be. They say the characters are on another level, but you don't really see it or feel it.
I mean, it's alright, like...
Compare this with the Dragon Ball Z anime, where characters are supposedly way weaker, but it looks like the opposite. A better example of how it could be done is something like the fan-made Dragon Ball Kakumei. In that series, you really get the sense that these characters are operating on a whole new tier of power. That's the kind of progression Super should have shown. But hey, look! Ultra Ego Vegeta! But Dragon Ball has never just been about the fights. It's always a wild mix of different things. It's pulled from all kind of pop culture, often using references or parodies to make something unique. You've got the wise old master, who's actually a perv.
It's fun for me just to grab a boob.
The kind-hearted rich girl, who's actually a spoiled brat. And Goku himself is a twist on the legendary Monkey King Son Wukong. There are nods to Terminator, Jackie Chan movies, Power Rangers, Alien, and even real estate speculators. It's this mashup of crazy ideas that gave the series its uniqueness and its charm. Super just doesn't have that. Most of the new characters feel lifeless, with Beerus being the only exception. And that's because he was based on Toriyama's cat. Take Jiren, for example. He's pretty much the opposite of that fun, creative writing style. Just a buff, bold guy. And his personality and backstory are as generic as it gets. Except for being strong, what does he really bring to the table? Nothing. And it's not just him. Can you even name one or two characters on top of your head from each universe in the Tournament of Power? Of course not. Most of these guys have super basic designs. What is this? Bootleg Digimon? Besides all the cool pop culture stuff, Dragon Ball had this kind of quiet poetry to it. It celebrates the beauty of nature and the nobility of doing the right thing, even when it means never seeing the ones we love. Relationships grow naturally, and the way character arcs wrap up often hits you emotionally, like how Vegeta clearly loves his son, but struggles to show it until it was too late, or how a soulless android starts to understand the value of life, or how Gohan asks for his master's clothes before facing their biggest challenge ever. It's symbolic. It's all told in this subtle, heartfelt way, and at the center of it all is Son Goku, who embodies that whole spirit. He is pure and simple, just like the series. What made the original Dragon Ball so powerful was the clear contrast between good and evil. You had Goku, the symbol of pure-hearted goodness, standing up against absolute evil, villains with zero redeeming qualities who enjoyed destruction.
I have a little proposition I'd like to ask you in my native language.
I'm listening.
Hello, it means...
Nigga, you see me looking at you, nigga, give me your ass, nigga.
The whole story felt like a celebration of life itself, with the message that even when evil feels unstoppable, goodness will always find a way to win. Isn't that what a Genki-dama is?
This nigga's spitting right now.
But Dragon Ball Super shifts away from that. Instead of this epic, mythological world full of mystical beings and weird creatures, we get something a lot more grounded. Now the heroes have day jobs, they're throwing parties every weekend, and the whole vibe leans more into this bland, modern, capitalistic life setting. That larger-than-life feeling is just gone. Let's get back to Goku. In the original series, Toriyama used Goku in a really smart way. After becoming Earth's strongest, Goku turned into this legendary savior-like figure, someone who'd show up right before all hope was lost. And that worked because he was always being delayed or kept out of the action until the perfect moment, running down Snake Way, healing in a space pod, recovering from the heart virus, or the classic, being dead.
Gotta get real again.
So when he did show up, it felt epic. In the meantime, it gave room for the other characters to step up, like Gohan, Piccolo, Trunks, Krillin, even underdogs like Tien and Yajirobe got their moments. In Super, it's the opposite. Goku is in almost every scene, constantly front and center. And it's not even the same Goku we know. Instead of the wiser, more mature Goku from late Z, we get this goofier, dumbed down version with the attention span of a TikTok user. And putting that version in the spotlight 24/7 just cheapens the character. It goes against what made him special, and it completely kills the idea that the story should one day be passed to the next generation. And then there's the whole Goku versus Vegeta thing. Super leans hard into the idea that they're almost equals, but that was never the case. They were never equal at any point in time in the manga. Yes, that's right. It's weird when you realize it, but it's true. Vegeta was stronger at first, yes, but Goku quickly surpassed him and left him way behind. On Namek,
Kakarot, you dog!
and again in the Cell Saga,
Kakarot, you dog!
and once again in the Buu Saga.
You allowed me to believe that I could beat you!
Goku was always a step ahead, even when they trained under the same conditions. Vegeta literally had to get brainwashed just to catch up, and Goku still had another transformation in his back pocket. By the end of Z, Goku wasn't thinking about Vegeta anymore. He was focused on Oob, on the next generation. So this equal rivalry thing in Super feels forced. It's like they turned the series into the Goku and Vegeta show and shoved everyone else into the background. Remember the Tournament of Power? Every character got hyped before it started, and then most of them got eliminated in the most underwhelming way possible. Poor Krillin got the worst overall. All this build-up just to be tossed like nothing. There was a time when the side characters mattered. They had growth, emotions, moments to shine. That balance is completely gone.
The Dragon Ball Super has Ultra Instinct Goku and Blue Kaioken Obama. Know what I mean?
Okay. Those are the main issues why Dragon Ball Super feels off. I'm sure there are way more reasons, but it would feel like beating a dead horse at this point. If you're someone who's new to Dragon Ball, or if you're just here for flashy fights and brainless transformations, I'm sure you will enjoy Super for what it is. But for those of us who grew up with the original series, it doesn't feel like a true continuation of Dragon Ball. It feels like a product, a flashy, fan-servicey way to sell figurines, cards, and merch. Nothing more and nothing less. The real Dragon Ball will always be a classic that will continue to move and inspire people with its impactful and timeless moments, and no garbage low effort spin-off will ever diminish its legacy and the raw emotions it brought to the table. As a fan of manga and anime, you may not like Dragon Ball, that's fine, but remember, it's probably inspired your favorite mangaka.